Ultra Games. They're like Konami. Actually, they were a Konami subsidiary. Fall of the Foot Clan. What? Turtles? Oh yeah. April's been kidnapped by Shredder.
That's a choice in text.
Turtles, you must save April.
Yeah, that's a choice.
Since we've had a bunch of new Ninja Turtle games come out, let's play an old one. So this is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles: Fall of the Foot Clan, a Konami game, technically an Ultra Games game that came out in 1990. It was one of the early Game Boy games that we had, and I'll probably talk about that a little more in a bit. But this was a very much played game in my childhood, even though it's not an elaborate one.
Yeah, because apparently you only get 2 abilities, attack and jump.
Yep. So here we have a stage select screen. You can start at any stage, but we're going to start from the beginning.
That is fair.
Which turtle should I play as? There is pretty much no difference.
So it's not like one plays better than the other?
Yep.
Okay. Well, then we might have to go with Michelangelo.
Okay.
But how are you supposed to tell them apart if they're black and white?
Well, their weapon shows up differently. Like, for example, Mikey here has nunchucks. Mikey was not my favorite turtle as a kid. He's my favorite now, probably.
What is with that face?
K90S rocks.
Why are there mega tomatoes floating in the air?
Those are like hover helicopter things.
They kind of look like the Maters from the Kirby games, not gonna lie. Also, apparently they're advertising Rocco's Modern Life in the background.
That wasn't even a thing yet.
Or was it?
It was not. So, if you duck, you throw ninja stars. If you jump, you kick. And if you stand, you just beat with weapon. What's this?
A barrel.
Secret barrel. 10 chances to find secret no.
Well, I guess...
That is...
Well, the rat dad said no.
That is a graphic for Splinter. Okay, so that's smaller than the number we're looking for. That's bigger than the number we're looking for. Still bigger. That's smaller. That's bigger. That is bigger.
Smaller?
Damn, it was 559. All that would have gotten us is points, but...
What do the points do?
They make you feel good about yourself, mostly.
So they're like Whose Line, they don't matter.
Yep.
Is it just bragging rights? Pisha!
Yep. The pizza restores our health.
Makes sense.
It comes in full pizzas and in pizza slices.
Why do the turtles like pizza so much?
I don't know, but we're in a sewer now.
Which is appropriate, given we're reptiles.
Mouser.
I knew somebody who had one of those toys and I really wanted one.
I wanted the toy too! Like, I think my cousin Karashta had the toy of the Mouser. You can see him stream on Twitch not infrequently. He was doing Morrowind at the time of this recording.
Pisha!
Pisha. Another bonus stage.
How do you know where all these bonus stages are?
I remember some of them. So this is the Game of Nim kind of bonus game. Haha! Suck it, Krang. If we were damaged, this would heal us, I'm pretty sure.
Huh.
Mouser, foot, Mouser, foot, Mouser.
Donkey!
Rocky! Oh, time to leave the sewer, and we're now in the mean streets. I hope there aren't vehicles. Oh god!
There are bikes here. I'm not sure if you noticed.
So as you can see, the jumping is not great in this game.
To be fair, turtles are not known for their jumping skills.
Oh, we got the hell of a vertical distance. It's just controlling the jump is kind of awful. Pisha.
Prisha. But I mean, you saw the tortoise at the aquarium. He didn't jump, he just ran around.
He was having the time of his life.
He was.
He figured out how to get out of his enclosure, and he was really happy about that.
Yep.
Too soon.
Too slow. Like a tortoise!
Oh, like a tortoise. Well, we're back down here. I'm pretty sure these bats are canonically mechanical.
How can you tell, though?
I don't know, but bonus stage!
We got them in the weirdest places.
Hit 6 Tor! Gets regain power.
That is a good wisdom. Somebody's got a good eye. We win!
Perfect bonus, 1,000 points.
Take that, Duck Hunt dog!
Do we need to play Smash again?
Yes! As long as I don't get the dog again.
Oh god, imagine if we recorded that. There's one dark brick here, and it always annoyed me.
That's clearly where Shredder keeps his dark chocolate.
Shredder's Turtle Factory, got it.
I think he would burn the Turtle Factory given how much the turtles gave him trouble.
Yep.
Haha, hit you in the butt. Haha, hit you in the butt too. Just randomly blocks are falling.
Yep. I mean, it's New York. How well do you think the sewers are? Don't answer that.
I was gonna say about as well as the subway.
I haven't used the New York subway ever.
Yet.
I would love to have a subway. Or good public transportation. Gee, wonder what's over here.
I bet it's cookies. Sewer cookies.
It's Rocksteady!
Does he have cookies?
He does not. He has bullets, which we can knock away with our weapon.
So we're playing Russian roulette?
I guess. We had the toy of Rocksteady as a kid.
Also, it kind of looks like Mikey's wearing, like, really high boots. Seriously, why did you do that with this font? What was your thinking with this?
Alright, who do we want to play as now?
I guess we could do Donatello.
Okay.
Nice that they let you pick whoever.
That's effectively our life system.
Hmm.
So we're in, like, the sewers/subway, the part that's under construction.
Beware, I have a stick!
I can't remember if it was Ben, or one of his friends who, really liked Donatello because it's like, all the other characters have weapons, I got a stick.
Found a stick on the ground, and now I'm gonna use it. All this power that I found, gonna totally abuse it. Gonna hit so much stuff. Better get out of my way, cause I found a stick, and I'm using it today. Got a stick, got a stick.
Because we clearly needed to regain health first thing in the stage.
Well, we did.
Oh, missed one. Oh well. I showed off perfect earlier. I don't have to show it off again.
See, this is just you mocking the Duck Hunt dog now. Like, you were already mocking him, but now you're mocking him even further because he was expecting a perfect and he didn't get it.
Let's go with that. Why not?
He's still mad I threw him off the ledge.
Yeah, so we were playing Smash together, and the way we do Smash is we just randomly let the stage get picked and we randomly pick characters. Star got Duck Hunt. Star was not happy to get Duck Hunt.
Star threw herself off the ledge multiple times.
Yeah, we had Rob and we had the Duck Hunt dog, so we were just in a competition to see who could throw themselves off the ledge the fastest.
Pretty sure I won that one.
You did. It was like NES Nightmare round.
Yep. And then we had a competition where it was Pokemon Trainer versus Lucario.
That was pretty cool.
Yeah. Turns out Lancer prefers playing Squirtle over Charizard.
Yeah. Which tracks? I mean, of the Gen 1 starters, Squirtle is probably my first choice, but they're all good.
What do you think happens to the third one that doesn't get picked?
Oh, it's even funnier in a Pokemon Let's Go. Because in Let's Go, Professor Oak has 2 Pokemon ready for you, and you take neither of them because you get the random Pokemon you found in Let's Go, so that third Pokemon, not only does it never get picked, you never find out what it is. It's widely theorized that it was Clefairy, because Clefairy was going to be the original mascot of the franchise. I'm so glad that...
Yo, go ahead.
I'm glad Eevee's kind of becoming the second mascot.
Same. Also, Poliwhirl was around in a lot of the advertisements in the beginning.
Yeah, that's because, Satoshi Tajiri, the creator of Pokemon, and current CEO of Game Freak, his favorite was Poliwhirl.
Ah.
He has not been involved, Fireball. He has not been involved directly with Pokemon for a long time. So these pits, if you fall in them, you take damage. Pizza. Give me the pizza.
Nom.
Nom. Do you want to get some Detroit-style pizza?
Okay.
I need to send you those links at the time of this recording.
Yep.
They're up on my Google Drive, I just haven't sent them to you yet.
Yep.
He fell down the hole.
Ninja go down the hole.
So when I was a kid, I had trouble beating this stage because I was a dumbass kid. But Courage could beat it fine.
Bad Piggy.
Bebop, we got your toy at like a second-hand... We got your toy at a yard sale, and I think Courage might still have it.
Did we see him at one of the antique stores?
Yes, we did. But, and I always liked Bebop better than Rocksteady anyway. I always had trouble with this stage. So, like, I would frequently skip it in the level select. Oh no, they escaped by car!
And none of us have a driver's license.
Who should we be now?
Let's go with Raphael.
Okay.
Look out, I got a fork! We're gonna fork you up!
If there are any bonuses in this stage, I don't remember where they are.
To be fair, we don't need them that much. We've been kind of kicking ass.
They don't really do much for us. But yep, we are riding the back of trucks in traffic. We're going faster than traffic generally moves in New York City.
Yeah, you knew firsthand.
Also, as I recall, there weren't this many truck dam.
I was gonna say, wait,
you can tell I'm.
Go ahead.
You can tell I'm out of practice because I wasn't able to deflect that.
That's fine, you're cute.
Hey. If you get the timing right, you can hit that back at them.
Pizza!
Keisha. These are not well-designed trucks.
I bet Slash Beast designed them.
Slash Beast would have designed them better, which is sad, really.
Yeah. He would have made them explode on contact.
God, now I kinda want to replay the Mega Man X games.
I know, right?
There we go.
Take that, no Tetris for you.
Pisha.
Pisha. Wonder what type of Pisha.
Well, it is... I'd assume New York style, with big floppy slices.
I mean, like, what are the toppings?
Pepperoni would be pretty common.
Probably.
What do you like on your Pisha?
The big ones I tend to go for are, if not meat lovers, then mushrooms. Also, I got a fondness for this one type of white pizza that's got tomatoes and basil on it.
Ooh.
That's a big-ass bug.
It's Baxter Stockman!
You know, with the way he's shaped, he kind of looks like he belongs on Sesame Street.
Kind of.
This
One
episode
version
brought to you by the letter Bzz. That's not a letter. It is to me.
Here's the river. Let's chase them. The river was another stage I had trouble beating. Because, this is probably one of the harder bosses in the game.
Mm-hmm.
Who should I be now? Leonardo?
Yep.
Okay.
But are we by the Bull Mountain Bridge?
Take him on down to the Bull Mountain Bridge. It's been a while since I've listened to Paul Thorne. I should change that. I don't know what the hell those round things are that attack us.
But remember, in heaven there is no beer.
In heaven there is no beer. That's why we've got to drink it here. And when we're no longer here, all our friends will be drinking all our beer. We may have gone full Southern when Star was visiting at one point.
I mean, there was a lot of classical music being played too, so...
Yeah. Boing, boing, boing.
I feel like we're playing Frogger.
But we're turtles.
I mean, turtles live in the water like frogs. Even though Frogger apparently can't swim, even though he's a frog. And then again, Sly Cooper and his friends can't swim, and they're a turtle, a raccoon, and a hippo.
I was amused to discover how much raccoons love water. I have no idea where the hell we are.
We're in the cave.
Courage always was like, "You're in Dimension X," and I'm like, "Are we though? Are we really?"
No, clearly we're in the cave. We gotta look for twins, a hillbilly, and a monk.
Okay.
We did it! It's a palindrome!
Seriously, what are those things?
Metroids?
Metroids aren't that vulnerable.
Maybe they're weaker in the turtle universe.
Maybe they're the Mocktroids, or they're the Prime what planet was that? Talon 4 Metroids? That are canonically weaker, but have, like, all these other weird forms.
Maybe it's the Metroid's poop.
You know, we've never seen Metroid's poop.
Well, there you go. Maybe their feces is sentient afterwards.
That would make about as much sense as anything else with Metroids, and I say this as somebody who loves Metroids and has one.
Well, next time, keep a better eye on Marvin, see what he does.
I should have Marvin help me make dinner sometime. Although
Yeah.
I feel like that would confuse my mom even more. Whenever I bring something down to take pictures while making food, she's like, "Is that a new one?" I'm like, "No, I've had this for a while." She's like, "Are you sure?"
I mean, she was very accepting of Oreo and cream cheese.
Yeah. Well, like, she's seen me take pictures of them, so she's just like, "Oh, this is a thing, fine." But yes, the boss here is the Shredder.
Or is it? I poke your butt with my...
Yeah, that's kind of what you have to do.
I poke your butt with my toothpick.
Because he does a lot of damage.
I mean,
and teleports.
I mean, he is the Shredder.
Yeah.
I poke you in the butt. Hey! You're not allowed to poke me in the butt. That's Lantern's job.
Hey! Okay, I survived. Good enough.
Was he a phony?
Nope, he was the real Shredder.
Oh, okay. He'd created his own Death Star.
I feel like my cousin had the Technodrome toy, but I couldn't swear to it. I know we always wanted it, but my parents were like, "We're not spending that kind of money." And I don't blame them.
Yeah.
So this is the last stage. Who do we want?
We should probably just go full circle and send in Mikey. Also, what is it with all these enemies and having spherical death bases? Oh, they're getting faster.
Again, why do we need a health recovered minigame right at the beginning of the stage? That's like some poor game design.
Because it makes the player feel good.
I can't remember the name of those things.
I thought they kind of looked a little like R2-D2.
It's R2-D2 with, like, hentai tentacles.
That's a sentence you just said.
That is a sentence I just said. Hup.
I would explain all the beeps and boops he does. Turns out he's just censoring himself because he's actually a very big potty mouth.
Little known fact, R2-D2 wrote La Blue Girl. Well, good night, everybody.
Better than Bible Black?
Ooh. We are going to get some interesting comments this video.
Yeah, anybody under 18, don't look that up.
I feel like Raven and Sarat are giving us the side-eye right now. Mage is probably laughing her head off. And Griffin's probably like, oh, Lantern, you card.
Just... You silly Billy. Actually, that could be more like Tom Servo.
Wait. Pisha.
Pisha.
We did not watch Mystery Science Theater while you were here, but that is fine.
Yeah.
We will do that in the future.
Right. We watched one of the Indiana Jones films instead.
Yep, Last Crusade, which is my favorite one.
We also finished up The Good Place.
Which had an amazing ending.
Yes.
Like, that was right... That was up there with Gravity Falls and how good the ending is.
Mm-hmm. We also watched season 2 of Cuphead.
Well then.
That works!
Isha.
Pisha. Metroid poop.
Metroid poop. So you saw earlier that there were a stage select at the beginning of the game.
Uh-huh.
And one thing we found out when we first had this game is that Courage, like, you know how Courage was good at stage 2 and stage 4 and I wasn't?
Uh-huh.
He could not beat stage 5.
Uh-huh.
We found out because of stage select that I could.
Mm-hmm.
So when I was like wee baby Lantern, like I played through this stage and beat it. And when you beat the game with just stage select, you get nothing. The game just kind of ends.
Mm-hmm.
So one day Courage was like, "Hey, Lantern, come here for a sec." And we kind of traded off between levels.
Mm-hmm.
And we beat the game to see what would happen.
Uh-huh.
And what happened? Well, you'll be seeing that in a minute.
We get
Assuming
a crap ton of Pisha.
We get a crap ton of Pisha.
And then we throw the Duck Hunt dog off a cliff.
We threw it on the ground! I hate those things.
They kind of look like tires.
They do, Pisha.
Maybe
So now it's time for the final boss.
the Shredder isn't the final boss? Isn't he kind of the main villain?
In the cartoon, Krang was.
Huh.
And Krang hits like a bus, but we beat him! And he goes back into the portal to Dimension X. So the game kind of just ended here, like after this, if you just beat it with stage select.
April, why are you giving the turtle a come hither stare?
Because 90s game?
Hmm?
Because we did all 5 stages, we get this cutscene. And this epilogue ripped from one of the NES games, which doesn't make sense here. Epilogue. Freaked the Foots, mangled the Mousers, and totaled the Technodrome. That's...
Politics!
That's politics! But what about the Shredder and Krang?
What about them?
Turn to toast?
Can you make a pizza out of toast?
Oh, absolutely.
Sweet.
It's not good, but you can. Vaporized to milkshake?
Milkshake.
Or escape to Dimension X. Until we know, none of us can sleep safely in our beds or shells.
You think the turtles can use Hydro Pump?
Only after a bender.
This music is weirdly cheery for a TMNT game.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Teenage Mutant... So yep, that was Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Fall of the Foot Clan. It's not an amazing game, but it's fine. There's nothing inherently wrong with it.
Need more feet though, because otherwise the name doesn't make a lot of sense.
Yeah, and this was made by Ultra Games. For those of you who know gaming history, Nintendo had some very strict licensing agreement rules, and one of the things was like each company could only submit a certain amount of games to be produced. And that was no guarantee that the games would be produced. So Konami got around that by forming Ultra as a subsidiary. And so they could pretty much make double the games and get money. Ultra Games was kind of their, like, Z team. But yeah, that was a Ninja Turtles game that was entirely accurate. Not the best one, but far from the worst.
Also, just
How did you...
It just kind of dawned on me that Krang kind of looks like a Metroid. Maybe all those things we were seeing was his poop.
I can't believe we were fighting Krang poop this entire time.
It happens, I guess. But I guess with a Cowabunga and a order for Pisha, we'll see you next time. Until then, we're the Landstar saying thank you very much for watching.
Pisha, 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 Pisha. Get into my belly. I'm hungry.